Evening all, and welcome to episode 18 of Kerbalism. Now, after our wonderful escapade of blowing the engines up and leaving Jeb, Bill, Bob and then Valentina stranded, we managed to get them back into orbit. Jeb, Bill and Bob are in orbit around the moon. Right there, yes, there they are. Going round and round. They will need, at some point, a bit of help, because Moonship 1 has 2.5 days of food, oxygen, water left, so they're going to need help getting home because they've got no more fuel left. The other one was Valentina. There she is in Moonship 2. Very original on these names here. He's got more food left. Not sure why that's shown as orange there. That's a bit strange, but yes. Now, she is actually on a descent course into the atmosphere. I had adjusted her trajectory to end up coming into the atmosphere. I did that just a minute ago, and also did this intro, and forgot to record things. So I'd been talking to myself for about 10 minutes, which there's nothing really new, but hey, she's coming down in 3 hours. So I need to launch a craft and get it on the way to the moon in order to rescue Jeb, Bill and Bob, or possibly just refuel their ship. I haven't quite decided yet. I think I might build a ship to attach to the top of it with its own engines, so they're symmetrical again, because actually using one engine on one side of the ship is very weird to do. Yes, we'll do that. The other thing I'm going to do is go to Moon 1, which is in orbit of the moon, and I'm going to destroy it. I keep getting messages about its power running out and everything else, and I can't seem to edit it in any way. Moon 1? That one there? Yeah, I've just got no control over it. I can't do anything with it, so I'm just going to terminate that ship and destroy it, just to make life a bit easier. All the other ones going to leave, although I might get rid of the wreckages as well, because, well, they're no longer needed. There we are. So we've got a rescue probe, which is orbiting around Kerbal, and our ships, and a Moon 2 relay on the moon. I'm not sure what that is, so let's get rid of that one as well. Off. There we go. Tidy up the galaxy, or solar system. Right, so let's build a craft to bring Jeb, Bill and Bob back home. And we're off. This is what I've gone with. It uses exactly the same lower booster stage that we have before, because I know that can get to the moon and happily get into orbit. However, on top there is a very small payload. It consists of a single fuel tank, a probe with an antenna, and a lot of monopropellant. The idea is this is just going to go to the to the Moon 1, dock to the top of it, turn around and bring it home. Simple as that. It's very, very simple, very easy thing. I am hoping it's got enough fuel, because I didn't really calculate anything with that, so who knows, but yeah, we'll see. And once again, Gravity Turn does a fantastic job of getting us up here. 80 apoaps and 57 periaps. It's very, very close to actually getting us in orbit. Let's very quickly go around to our apoaps. I suppose it would help if I actually click the warp here button instead. Right, I'm going to deploy our antenna and switch this one to be a relay. Now, the idea I'm having is that the large craft is going to go over to the moon, obviously, and sit itself in a higher orbit, much higher, and then the small one's going to come down and meet Jeb, Bill and Bob. That way, the large craft can act like a satellite, trying to keep the signal being relayed back to Kerbal, because obviously this top piece only has a small antenna that will not reach Kerbal. So if we lose contact with it, then yeah, this is a bit of trash. So oh right, yes, we need to actually circularize, don't we? So let's fire the engine a bit, and there we go. That's good enough. Right, so to the moon. Set the target, put the moon to 12 o'clock, and then at the 4 o'clock position, which is about there, drag it out, and there the moon will be. Here we are. I do need to come underneath the moon. Not really sure how to do that though. I think I just want to get close to the moon at the moment. That 700. Go to about 5, shall we? Something like that. Anyway, that'll do. That'll do for the minute. A 49-second burn time. I forgot to put Kerbal Engineer on this craft again, so I have no idea how much Delta V we've got. There is ways to calculate it, but my maths isn't that good. Basically, I don't know the formula, so I can't do that. Anyway, point at our target. Oh, and go back to ship and warp to the maneuver. Now, Valentina is obviously coming down. We've got to rejoin her when she's back here somewhere. She's got a little tiny bit of fuel left on board, if memory serves. So I'll use that to brake very gently down here somewhere and see if we can just adjust her orbit to come in. I'm thinking 40k is going to be enough to slow her down in time, but I'm not entirely sure. Might need a bit of help from the engine. Just waiting for the manoeuvre to come up here. 49 seconds, should be about 25 seconds to the node. Here we are, and there we go. This is going to clearly use up all this stage here, and then we'll have to switch to the other engine. And there we are. We should now be encountering the moon. Go and have a look here, and yep, 956. I'd like to get a bit closer than that. There we are, just under 500. That'll do. Right, now we need to add another manoeuvre to adjust our plane, but I've got to be careful how far I go out because we've only got 3 hours for Val to come back, and that is going to be in 4 hours time, so we'll have to deal with Val before we deal with this craft getting here. So right, let's add our manoeuvre. Go about 12 minutes out seems good. Random number. Moon. Oh, that was the wrong button. Focus. That's what we want. And then I need to put this down underneath the moon. Oh. Ah. I want to try and get it sort of level with the plane that's here. I'm going to have to do some adjustments, obviously. But thinking maybe even going just polar would make more sense. No, I suppose doing the manoeuvre here would be easier later on. So yes, there we are. That's what we'll do. That's 245 kilometers. If we can get it a little bit further away. I'd like to stay at about the 500. There we are, that's okay. I want to leave that in a higher orbit, obviously, because the higher the orbit, the more likely it is to be seeing Kerbal. Obviously, it would only be blocked by the smallness, the size of the moon. So, yeah, right. Let's point to that little node there. Got 2 reaction wheels on this one on the lower craft and one up here on the top craft. I've made sure it can spin round nice and quickly. And let's warp to our next manoeuvre. Beautiful Kerbal in the background. Right, 10 seconds to go, or be less than that, so let's get ready And off we go. A little bit late. Didn't matter too much. Okay, so there we go. That says we're on target. Let's have a look. See here, 401. That'll do. So that's in 5 hours. So obviously Valentina is going to come home first. So let's switch over to her. Let's just do double checks to make sure everything's right. That's obviously still going to be getting power. Our solar panels are pointed towards the sun. I have got 2 docking ports on this. You'll see there's one here and one there. I originally planned to have this come in backwards, attach this to it, and then it's a tug it along. But then I realised that the engines may well set fire to the stuff underneath it, so I decided to put one on the end, and I'm going to just plug it into the top, turn the whole shit round, and push it home rather than tugging it or anything. So yeah, that would make more sense. Okay, so let's go to Valentina. So Valentina has about 21 units of oxidizer left and 17 units of fuel. Obviously, awkward engine in an awkward place, doing awkward things. I think I've got all the sites out here. So let's just go home as close as we can, and that's very interesting. The shroud there has appeared to have jumped out of alignment for some reason. Right, anyway, let's head home. And during post-editing, I have discovered that after that time warp, I forgot to unmute my mic. So, right here, I'm setting a manoeuvre up to burn off the rest of the fuel that Valentina has to slow her down, but still keep my periapsis in orbit. In the atmosphere. I want to use aerobraking, obviously, because we haven't got enough fuel to just stop her dead. So, yeah, that's what's going on here. And there we are. We are out of fuel. Dead. There we go. Right. So let's dump that. We don't need that anymore with your dodgy ring thing there, and turn off the SES because obviously we don't have any power generation now. And let's just bring her home, I suppose. And there we are, completely caught in Kerbal's gravity. We are, Kerbal's atmosphere. We are descending, and Valentina is safely on her way home. No issues, overheats, barely used any of the ablator. We're slowing down nicely, still got plenty of time to come down yet. We're going to be landing in the crater. Interesting. I should really go around and visit all these points around Kerbal. There's the crater, there's the big valleys up here with the rivers, and the ice caps and things that I haven't gone to yet. Plenty of sites there to be had. And splashdown. Valentina, welcome home. Let me just double check we've got all the wonderful sites from here. EVA report, yes, we've got that one, and let go. Let's get a wrong button, and Valentina is sinking. Why is Valentina sinking? What's going on here? Okay. Right, let's take a surface up. We've already got that. So let's recover Valentina before she sinks to the bottom of the Blue Lagoon. So no science recovered from Valentina, although I think I might have to send her to the science lab to find out how she weighs more when she gets out of the pod than when she's in it. Might have to develop a buoyancy lab there. Anyway, let's go back to our little rescue craft. Where are you? The Moon Rescue. who is 41 minutes out from encountering the moon. And here we are, just crossing into the moon's sphere of influence. Bluff, there we are. So, we need to circularize out here somewhere. That was the wrong way. Oh dear. We are to 493 and 489. That's close enough for me. A 21-second burn. Point rounded our manoeuvre. Well, I don't think this being on the side is going to affect the ship too much with those reaction wheels. I know if you put it on a small vessel, it tends to yank it all over the place because they're, I would guess, very heavy. I suppose that's the only way to explain it. Really, they must be. They affect the ship in a lot bigger way than I would expect. But yeah, they do that. So right, let's warp down to here. That's a circularized orbit. Now, I do have an awful lot of fuel left in here. But I'm wondering whether it might be prudent to come down using this engine. Try and sit us on with it. Disconnect the other one and then fire the engine up again to bring it up. So let's see. Let's set this as a target, and at our ascending node, one of these two things. Add a maneuver up to slow us down. Slow us down the other way. Here we are. And we would have an encounter. Would we? Target position at intercept, we would be a very long way away. 339.5 kilometers. That's a long way. What if we were to do this at our ascending node? We would then be oh, we've come down a bit too far there. It's very difficult to do when you're not focused on the planet or planetoid involved. That would be 246 away, but that would obviously be that'd be 316. Right. 50. Aha. If we were to do it around here somewhere, we would be able to get under 10 kilometers. That's what we want. That's exactly what we want. So let's point at that maneuver node. Okay, so because obviously the moon is orbiting Kerbal, we are actually now at a point where we're going to get signal to Kerbal all the time in our orbit. It's very useful, that. Very useful indeed. And obviously I have set this to a relay, haven't I? Yes, it's a relay, so therefore this craft can talk to that one and that dish can talk to Kerbal. So we're all good. Obviously getting as close as possible first would help because, well, it would just seriously help, to be honest with you. I could probably dock this whole thing to the other craft and use its big fuel reserve to come home. That's tempting. That's very tempting. But let's just get there first, I think. Okay, here we go. Right, there we are. We are going to encounter them. Oh no, we're not quite going to encounter them. We still need to fire retrograde a little bit more. I'll bring our orbit down some more. So, firing retrograde is causing the separation to increase. So, I need to add maneuver here and figure out which one it is to get us closer. A little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of the other. Two kilometers. There we are. That looks pretty good to me. I don't have to actually wait until the maneuver comes along. I just need to know which way to fire. So let's let's fire the engine here. But I'm going to be firing. What's going on? There we are. Like that. There we are. 7.6. Three kilometers. I think 3 kilometers is pretty good. I'm still toying with the idea of just bringing this whole craft in and docking it. I think it's doable. I put a lot of modern propellant up here. So, yeah, I think we've got 240 units. So, I think that's doable. I wouldn't even need these engines here. I'm gonna give that a go. I think I'm gonna give that a go. Let's walk round. And oh wow. That's interesting. Where is the moon? The moon has turned completely black. It is under an eclipse. Kerbal, but that's really black. Right, so I need to slow the hell down. Wow. So there we are, pretty much stopped. That should put us on an orbit that's roughly the same. Could be better, but hey ho. Right, so we need to actually maneuver towards the planet. Right, and there we are on approach, hopefully. We need to bring it over here a bit more because I think that's sort of the way it's going. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to get another encounter up there. 3.7 kilometers. 3.6. That is going down. So let's do that a bit more. There we are. 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer. That sounds good to me. Let's go over there. Bring ourselves to a stop again, shall we? It's always difficult trying to get these manoeuvres going because doing it by hand, the way I'm doing it, it's a little bit of guesswork, a little bit of educated guess, and an awful lot of get somewhere, stop, and come back. Look at that. Look at that. I have never seen a... well, it wouldn't be a lunar eclipse, it'd be a Kerbal eclipse upon the moon. Yeah, I've never actually seen that from orbit before. Quite interesting. Not sure why it's doing it on the back of the planet, but hey ho. Still quite spectacular to see that, the sunrise, technically. Right, now, I'm spinning around aimlessly here, trying to actually find the ship. There it is down there. So we want to be firing that away and head down towards it again. really switch over to using the RCS for this, but I'll wait till we get a bit closer. And also hope we don't break communication with Kerbal, because that would be very awkward. Once again, firing pretty much straight at the planet. Okay, 300 meters. Now we need to fire over here. Right, I think now I'm just going to point a bit retrograde, wait till we get close, and then switch over to monopropellant. Okay, there we are, 70 meters. I actually overshot the target slightly there. Let's stop that. Right, now I'm going to actually shut down that engine because I have a wonderful habit of pressing the wrong buttons at the wrong time. I'm going to flip the craft over because I don't want to get confused. There we are. And then I'm going to use our monopropellant to try and guide us in a bit better. We want to go that way and this way a bit. There we are. And right, I want to control from here. Always control from your docking port. It's much easier, even though it's on the same alignment as the probe. It didn't change anything here. It's good practice to do that. It's much easier. And I'll do the same thing. Control from here. Set the docking port there as the target. Boom. And turn around. Pointing straight at the target. There we are. Right, now do the same for this one. Need to set the docking port as the target. He says, trying to find it. Where is it? Yeah, for some reason it won't let me. Right, let's turn around a bit. Yeah, for some reason I can't right click on that and set it as a target. I'm guessing it's our target already. Oh, blimey. And we missed it ever so slightly. Right. Forwards, 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 forwards. Down. Are we getting there? Are we going to dock? Come on, we've got to be pretty close now. Why won't you dock? Right, so I'm not actually sure what's going on here. For some reason, we can't dock. Both the craft are right next to each other. Ah! Aha! There we are! Just had to twist that a little bit there, and it worked. Right, well done. We are one. We are one craft again, and I never even needed that center point at all. So let's disable that. Shoo, we don't need you anymore. And let's enable this one. Activate the engine. There we go. And I'm also going to enable crossfeed here. Enable crossfeed. Oh. Oh, it would appear we were using fuel from this tank already. Well, that's interesting. Right, well, I think I'll do right click on that one and then right click on that one. Out and out. I'm going to put all the fuel in the end of the pod. I don't know why, just because I can. We can also turn off these probes here, so let's let's not bother. Let's just ignore them. Because obviously we have Jeb in here, he can now control the craft. So he can be doing wonderful things like pointing retrograde and prograde and other bits and pieces. However, I do need to control the craft from the central node again, because otherwise it's going to be backwards. That pod is on backwards, obviously, because we docked the top of it. So right. I'm very happy with that. I'm quite pleased that worked. I'm going to use RCS again. Might as well. And I'm going to... Crossfeed is enabled there. It's interesting. Crossfeed is enabled by default on docking ports. I wasn't aware of that. Enable crossfeed there as well, so the reaction wheels here can use the model propellant up here. And now we need to come home. So to come home, you want to fire backwards along your orbit. I know every time I say this I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty confident that's how you do it. So we don't want to do it there, we want to do it there. There we are. That is going to bring us in a number I can't read because the sun's in the way. 5 million kilometers. And the more we fire, the closer we get. The other things can be done like this. Aim slightly different directions. I can't read that number again. 800 kilometers. Whoa, there we are. That's hitting the surface. $20, $30. I'm going to go for about 40. There we are. That's obviously going to bring us in very, very close to the planet, very, very fast. But it doesn't matter. We've got loads of fuel on board. Absolutely loads of fuel. So yeah, we're good. We are good. This is going well. Completely jinxed it now. I'll bet you I've completely jinxed it. Right, let's go round to our next manoeuvre. Speed up time a little bit more. And, oh, we missed it. There we go. Once again, I overshoot the marker. But it doesn't matter that much. I'll be very happy when Jeb actually gets rank 3 pilot. Jeb or Valentina, or any of my pilots really. They get the option to follow the node. The manoeuvre node. So you can automatically have them follow that little blue marker. Which is really, really helpful. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's going to bring our apoapsis, no, our periapsis, that's the lower one, down to 31 kilometers. And hopefully we're going to miss the moon here. Yes, we are. Right. Right. Jeb, Bill and Bob, congratulations. You're on your way home. However, their return is going to have to wait until next time. I know this episode's had a lot of manoeuvre node editing in it. I'm sorry about that, but sometimes it's just got to be done to get the ships to where they have to go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, have fun.